Hello, this is wmpyr. With great pleasure, I get to introduce to you guys another akiko book. And this is the back of the book. I'm sorry I can't show you the front because I got it from the library once again. So, show you this and that. If you really want to read that, I guess you could pause it. And this one is Akiko Volume 6. Alright, and let's see what happens here is she meets her and the crew meets this girl right here in Japan. So they end up in a place called Komura. So the title is Stranded in Komura. So it has some beautiful drawings, as you can see, of this rural side of Japan. And they run out of fuel, so they crash land. And they meet this girl who's she seems quite a bit older than Akiko, and she takes her into her home, which is a nice traditional Japanese-looking home. And it starts off with taking off the shoes and stuff like that. And here you could see the rest of the gang there. And Akiko, of course, being Japanese, knows the customs and the language too. So that's another interesting thing. Here they meet the grandma, and you can see that it's in actual Japanese. And of course we have the subtitles in there. And I could read Japanese, so I read both. And you know, it's actually it's legit. It's accurate. All right. And there's a little bit of love interest going on between this older lady and Spuckler, the space pirate with one leg. So they basically are able to find the fuel and get back. But it's just one of those nice, interesting stories where Akiko and the gang show up, and you know they're just it's nothing major happens, but it's just some I guess a little bit of introduction to the Japanese culture, a little bit, but in a way of making it into an interesting story. So all that basically gets solved, and then the next part of the book, we go into, let's see. So that was actually a pretty big part of the book. I'd say let's say almost halfway. And then this next part is another huge part, moon shopping. Okay, and you can see it has some nice. Look at that city right there, very detailed artwork. The King Fraptopit. I always have some trouble pronouncing his name, but he basically wants a moon. And apparently you could go buy a moon, but you have to go to this alternate dimension. And this is the store or for that alternate dimension. It's almost like a movie theater with this parking lot just floating out in space. So they go there, and the one thing about this alternate world that they go into, here it is. Looks awesome, right? Look at that. It's like this floating island connected with bridge, and yeah, so it's like this really cool looking world. The only problem with this place is that once you go there, it affects you. It affects you in strange ways. They meet a guide, and the guide has a very interesting vehicle, should I say, transport animal, and so they travel all over the place. There's some really wonderful artwork throughout this, as you can see right here, this floating city. So they go here, and they're looking to purchase a moon, and let me see if I could find a page where they're at. Here it is. This right here is where they are building the moons for sale, and they're apparently extremely expensive, as you would think it would be, but these moons are a lot smaller than, I guess, a real moon. And then they basically find that instead of looking for just your typical moon, Mr. Biba thinks that something a little bit more different is going to be better. And so they meet this crazy French sketch face guy, if you can see him. At first he didn't even have a face, but he drew on those eyes just to have some sort of face, because he was freaking out Akiko with just a blank page. And they did find some more artistic looking moons here being sold at like this like just this place where there's a bunch of artists gathering there. So they go there and they basically find out that they don't have enough money and they're really disappointed. And this is when Poog, the floating alien head right here, brings them this salesperson, and this person is selling them moon fragments. So they basically run out of money, and all they could afford is a moon fragment. And they're like, well, what are we going to do with something this small? And that's not going to satisfy the king. They get it anyway, and that fragment, thanks to Poog, is able to regrow the rest of the moon, and it becomes awesome. And here it is. So you can see that it is over here. It's growing, and then at full size. This is a gorgeous thing now, floating outside the king's balcony, and he is super satisfied. So that's the end of the story. Nice, cute, simple story. And I was really glad to find this one at the library, because the last akiko book I thought was going to be the last one. So apparently there's more, and this one is in a different size. I don't know if you can see, but the other ones that I've been reviewing were pocket book size, and this one is just a little bit larger. And this is the thickness. All right. So anyway, thank you for listening, and take care, folks.